Hello everyone, Jacquie Edwards here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been having a crazy busy day, so I was away on holiday all of last week. You probably saw my video from my parents' house. So I was there for Thanksgiving, but as what happens when you come back from a holiday, the real world comes in, and now I've got 8 million things to do that I'm trying to catch up on. So yeah, it's just been a bit hectic, but I'm also planning for 2020. So I just had an amazing call with one of my kind of business strategists that helps me kind of put everything together on the website and everything. So we just had an amazing call to put together some dates for what we're going to be doing next year. So keep an eye out for that. So what's coming up right now, make sure you are all registered for my December Business Booster. So you'll see that on the renttorentacademy.co.uk website. So this is a free series. You get loads of free stuff every day. So I've got videos that I'm sending. So make sure you're registered for that. And then I've got a super special video series that I will be launching for Christmas, basically. So that's my little Christmas present to you. So I love December, so I love giving all of you presents and loads of information to get ready for January and to start the new year off right. So anyways, lining that up, for those of you that have been asking about my 9-week mastery program, the Rent to Rent Fast Track, we will be opening that up in January as well. So keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping to kind of finalize the information and get that out in the next week or so. So anyways, today I wanted to talk about how to start a rent-to-rent business. So that is where we're at right now. I know that's what a lot of people that, come to my channel and come here to find me are looking at doing. So I wanted to just kind of break it down into a couple of really simple steps. Of course, you've got my books if you want to know more information. I've actually got them sitting here. So jump onto Amazon if you haven't seen my books already. And find those. But a couple of things to quickly get started with rent to rent and how to start your business is, first of all, you've got to have a business. So you've got to kind of set up your legal entity structure, whether that's a limited company or a sole trader. You can see more information on my blog about which one you should go for, but you need to set something up. You need to have a bank account for your rent to rent business. You need to have your ombudsman or redress scheme. You need to have all of those kind of admin stuff. So that's really stage one of your rent to rent business, is just getting the admin out of the way. Now, this is kind of the boring step. It's the stuff nobody really wants to do. You're looking at insurance and all that kind of stuff, but it's super important. It might not feel like it's helping you really progress as much as, looking at properties on Rightmove and getting out and doing viewings does, but it's super important to have that underlying foundation for your business. It doesn't have to take loads of time, but you've got to get it set up and structured. It also includes your kind of professional image. So do you have a website for your business, a phone number, an email address, not just a Gmail address, but like a proper, here's my business email address, so I look credible when I'm talking to agents and landlords. Getting all of that set up. Then you can move on to starting to find the properties. So researching your area. Are you sure you're in the right area? Is that area going to be viable for rent to rent? Whether you're doing service accommodation or HMOs, making sure that you're in the right space. You understand what your market conditions are. How much rent will you be able to charge? How much per night will you be able to charge guests? How much approximately can you be paying to landlords? What are your bills going to be? Getting those figures together so that you can get out there and start looking at properties. Then we get into lead generation. Now, I just did an amazing workshop last night, live, kind of a 2-hour workshop all about lead generation. So for those of you that joined me on that, I know we had a great time. For other people, you need to get out there and start generating those leads. So, where are you going to find the properties? Are you going to go to agents? Are you going to go direct to landlord? How are you going to put that together? What is your marketing going to be and your sales for selling your services to landlords and agents? Once you've kind of got that built up, then you move into kind of negotiating the deals, making sure you're kind of closing, refurbishing the properties, getting all of that kind of lined up. So you go from getting the admin done to actually setting up your business, finding your area, finding the properties. Then once you've got those properties negotiated, the contract signed, and Iggy has just asked, somebody that can do a contract for rent-to-rent service accommodation. If you check out my website, renttorentacademy.co.uk/contracts, I've got some contracts on there that can be used for HMOs or service accommodation. Otherwise, yeah, just check through the Rent to Rent Facebook group and you'll see some solicitor recommendations. Anyway, so you've got those contracts signed. Now you need to do the refurb and start finding those tenants. So figuring out how you're going to find those tenants or your guests for your service accommodation is that next stage in your rent-to-rent business. I kind of call that stage 3, finding the tenants. Stage 4 is then managing those tenants and managing those properties. So once you've found the tenants, you've gone through all the referencing, how are you going to handle maintenance requests? How are you going to handle a tenant moving out? How are you going to handle, tenant conflicts? How are you going to handle any complaints that come in? It's having the processes in place and starting to put that stuff together. So that's really stage 4 is, managing your business, managing your tenants, managing your guests. Stage 5 then is really systemizing the scale. So that's what my third book is going to be about. As soon as I sit down and have 5 minutes to spend some time writing. But it's really about systemizing, and you've kind of smoothed out and figured out how you're handling things in stage 4, managing your properties and tenants. Stage 5 is bringing it up to the next level so you can really scale your business. So at that point, you're going from kind of 5 or 6 properties, 7, 8 maybe, up to however many you need to have to kind of meet your goals. It's building your team, making sure you've got your documents, your systems documented. So what are your processes? Have them in an easy place to find so that when you hire somebody, they can easily follow step by step exactly what you need to do. That's kind of the later stages of the business. So I wanted to focus on how to start that business. So it's going back, focusing in on your admin and making sure you've set up a good, solid foundation for your business. So check that out. Make sure you've got your bank account and everything is ready to go. Don't skip that step, because if you skip kind of setting up your business, setting up your website, getting an email address, and jump right into the viewings, the landlords and agents it's going to be a harder sell, because how are you proving your credibility? They're looking at you and saying, okay, you want to manage my property, you want to guarantee my rent. How are you going to do that? Who are you? You're just some Joe that called me up off the street. But if you've got that website, if you've got that professional email address, if you've got that office phone number, then people feel like you're a real business. It just adds that extra level of credibility to you. So make sure you're starting things off right from the very beginning. I've got my books here. Make sure you check out this one. This is a step-by-step checklist of everything you need to do to get your rent-to-rent business started. Basically the getting started guide. So check that out if you're struggling with where to go to and what admin you need to do to get that business up and running. So I am going to leave it at that. I'm getting a message that Amazon is trying to deliver to me and they can't find us. So I am going to have a quick chat with them and I will see you soon. Make sure you're checked out and signed up for the Business Booster so you can get more great tips all throughout the month of December.